What is up, everybody? It's Bloodstalker 101, back with another Games for Gold game review. What we're looking at is Hand of Fate, which was released back in February 18th of 2015. And guess what? You're right. A year later, just like it seems Zero's was, the game is now being released for free on the Xbox Games with Gold platform. As of February 1st, you can download this game through the store as long as you're a Gold member. It's about a 3 gig game. It's made by a developer Defiant. They've got a lot of mobile games. I guess what you'd say is like iPad, tablet, things like that. This game I could see easily being a mobile game. I mean, it's interesting looking. When I saw the game, I was like, great, another really fun game like Zero's. Did a little reading on it, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. I wonder how this is going to work out. I saw it was a card game, and I was like, I'm sorry. I played Magic the Gathering from, I guess, after beta. I guess right after beta revised in the fourth edition back in the early 90s. And I played Magic the Gathering for years, amassed a pretty good sized collection, sold them all off in the mid to late 90s, and then in 2010 got dragged back into, or actually earlier than that, I got dragged back into it when they started switching to the 2010 set. M10 came out. And so I started collecting and went backwards on it. And I played for several years and I actually sold one of my cards about a year and a half ago, and made a lot of money off of them. And just got out of it and I started playing it in Magic the Gathering online. So we'll talk about that some other time. So what Hand of Fate is, as you can see, is it's a card game. You draw cards, you play. You get food, things like that, gear. So you've got that whole connection between collecting something, leveling up, gaining experience in a sense, but gaining cards, gaining equipment, and things like that. And I was like, okay, if it's just like this the whole time, I don't think I can get into this game. And you'd be quite surprised. There is some combat to it, and the combat's actually really awesome. I really enjoyed it. I mean, let me just give you what the developers put as the game description, what's listed on Xbox One's website. Game description. Beyond the 13 gates at the end of the world, the game of life and death is played. Draw your cards, play your hand, and discover your fate. Hand of Fate is a hybrid roguelike action RPG deck builder, in which the player builds a set of cards into a deck, which is then used to deal out the dungeon floors through which they adventure. Upon entering a combat, all of the cards the players has collected fly into their hands as fully modeled 3D assets and combat begins. I don't know about you, but I've never heard of a hybrid roguelike action RPG deck builder. Is that a new genre? I guess so. Even with all of the bad, tacky description and throwing it, you could come to me and say, hey, this game is like a choose your own adventure book from back in the day, Magic the Gathering, cross between Magic the Gathering and cross between Dungeons and Dragons. And I'd be like, okay, I'll try it. That's all you got to say. But if you're going to tag it hybrid roguelike action RPG deck, why are you putting so many words in it? I mean, honestly, the reviews on the game, everybody's giving it about 4.5, 4 stars on it. And I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean, the concept behind it, the idea behind it is actually a really, really interesting to me. I mean, as you watch the gameplay footage, that's going on right now, I mean, it's very simplistic, and this is just a tutorial. You notice we haven't gotten any combat quite yet, but it's kind of like this is where that choose your own adventure stuff comes in. Do you want to climb down and retrieve the weapon, or do you want to leave it? I left it. Now you can do different things. I mean, I'm sure if you would have grabbed it, I don't know what would have happened. And I think I'm going to start over and actually be more aggressive like I was back as a child reading choose your own adventure books. But the point is, once again, we talk about free games with gold. They're all free. So I guess in the sense of it is, download it and try it yourself. But I mean, I really suggest this game. This game's cool. I mean, it's entertaining. I've only played through the tutorial, like I said, so don't blame me if you get further in it and you're like, this game sucks, you're an idiot. Like I said, I mean, I've been playing games for a long time. Zero's is a game that we played, in the first episode of this Games of Gold, and it's horrible. I just did not like it. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just not fun. It's repetitive. It's nothing entertaining. This right here has potential, and even just looking at it as you play through things, there's a point. You've got a cool focal point in the background. The animations to it make it interesting. Because you're actually physically seeing this stuff. Now here you go. Here's my first encounter with this game. I'm fighting Dust. Now this is really, I was like, okay, what's going on? How am I going to fight? Okay, I got a dude. So is it just, do I like throw cards down like in Magic and say, hey, I'm going to cast a spell or whatever? No, you physically control your guy and you're actually fighting. Now this is important. You got counter, stun, dodge, and I thought I had to have the cards to do this. You have to have the card to have that ability, but you can use it as many times as you want. So look, you just counter and you just whoop the crap out of them. Same thing. And in the beginning, during the tutorial, it's a little forgiving, so you can tell it took me a while to get my timing adjusted to it. But when it's all said and done, I just laid waste to them, just started whooping the crap out of them. And some of the combat moves, they are kind of repetitive, but they do have some, as you evolve in the game and get other stuff, there is some stuff that changes. And I didn't realize this, but you can also just be aggressive and attack. You don't just have to do damage through that, doing the dodging and the weaving type thing. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. So I got hit one time. I only took 5 life off of me, but then I just waylaid this guy. And I love the finishing move. Look at that. Blood splatters. Yeah, what can you go wrong with a game like this? It's fun. I'm kind of keen on the drawing cards and telling of the story. That's kind of cool. I like your narrator, so to speak, the guy in the mask. He's like yeah, I love that. Listen to him. I'm sure you're grateful for that. What's funny is when you beat the tutorial, he's got some shit to talk. So it's kind of like, he's the dungeon master if you want to compare it to Dungeons and Dragons. Choose your own adventure. He's the author of the book. Magic the Gathering. He's your opponent. So it's got all those elements of all those games thrown into one, and I think it's pretty interesting. What I like about it is someone finally made a card game that wasn't meant to really be played physically. Like Magic is. Magic came out and they transitioned to a game a long time ago. I cannot think of the name of it for the life of me. I know Wedge knows because he used to love it. That was the only thing he loved. He liked the adventure part to it. He hated Magic. But it came to a video game. It was kind of neat. It started as a real card game and then came to a video game. And then you had the evolution of it. In the last couple of years, they brought it to Xbox. Xbox has released every one of them, and I've got them all on Xbox. I got them all on my iPad, or yeah, most of them on my iPad. They're fun games to play, and they got better because you could do more things with them. But then I started playing Magic Online, like I said, and it's just like, okay, this is nice, but I rather play with all the cards, do all the stuff, and play online too at the same time. So again, there's no comparison to me. I like collecting the cards and stuff and physically holding them in my hand, but the reality is, it's a piece of paper. It's like baseball cards. Back in the day they held value, now they don't. So now we're coming up on towards the end of this. Now we still got some more stuff to do, it looks like. So we're drawing a card. Look, draw 1 card, equipment. So I got a helmet now. I couldn't figure out, I was like, do I need to equip it? Do I have to go to inventory? No, you automatically put it on. So you automatically do this stuff. The thing that gives you questions about, do you want to equip the axe or the sword? And it tells you the damage, so you kind of know. So they make it simplistic in that effort. Where, really, you're not focusing on going through your inventory, going through this, going through that. You're actually reading the story. And this is one of the few games that I've actually, read all the subtext and was like, wow, this is, you can tell I'm kind of playing it slow because I'm actually spending time reading and thinking about things here. It's not just kind of go and do. I love the animations they throw in here. Like here I am selling some stuff, So I sell the crap I don't need, which is just the sword. And then I go in there and I look at the buy items. So we sell the sword, get some more gold. When I went to buy, I looked at what I could buy, and it was actually, it was a pretty tough choice. They had good stuff on here. The first couple things, I'm like, I don't know about all that stuff. But these two, the dragon ring, this is pretty interesting. I don't know if you can really read it really good, but you got the dragon ring and the hag's wraps. Now the hag's wraps curses you and does damage. The dragon ring heals you, and basically it's more like a tank item. The hag's wrap's more like a offensive item. So I went with the hag's rags. It's clearly, you're going to curse them and continue to do damage to them as you fight them and as you hit them. I'm sitting there thinking, I'd much rather have that. Finish the fight faster than holding out and getting healed afterwards. Then I went to buy food and it was like 6 gold and I had 7. I was like, for one food, 6 gold. I got 20 or something now. I'm good. I don't know how that may come back to bite me. I don't know. I don't know how often you get food, because every time you move forward on the board with your little token, you lose food. So far, now it could be situations where if you're in like a different card zone, like a desert or something, then yeah, you're gonna lose more than that. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I haven't gotten that far into it, and honestly, I'm contemplating doing a little series on this game because just for the simple fact that it's pretty cool. I mean, if you guys think this game's a good, fun game, give me a like on the video. Leave some comments on it. So far this will be the 3rd or 4th video we've done. Not a lot of people are commenting, and I understand that. I mean, I've only got 6 now as of this video, which will probably get posted, which was recorded first and then rendered second. Yeah, I gotta love time travel. So anyway, as of the time I'm recording this, I'm rendering this video up, I got 6 subscribers. So you guys leave some comments, chit chat. I know who you are, you know who I am. We're all friends here, so make an effort. Let's participate in this public display. This right here is like the boss battle, and this is one thing Wedge and I were talking about earlier, and I'm going to call you out on this one. But Wedge was like talking about zeros, is like, where are the boss battles at? And I'm like, I finished each level and there was no boss. I was like, what the, seriously? And I know I was getting to that point, but zeros is just, it feels like it's just such an incomplete game. Then you got this one, and this is pretty cool. I mean, you check it out, this is pretty entertaining. Just waylaying and beating down. So I mean, I don't know. I kind of enjoy it. I think I'm really going to keep playing this game. And right now, I guarantee everybody's hearing a different voice. There's a lag on it. What I do to record is I stream through my Xbox to my PC and record on Elgato. And I'm really thinking that's probably not a good idea because you can see it's jumping ahead. And I think that is the biggest problem with some of my voiceovers on my videos. So I'm gonna have to stop doing that because I think I'm hitting lag spikes or something. I don't know. So, boy, it is really behind on the voice. I'm still gonna post this video, you guys, because the game's badass. I mean, look at this. I'll just end up muting the voice at the end of this. So this is all the stuff I get. I pick a token, and I get all these extra cards, and I got some pretty good cards. I mean, that's one reason I'm gonna keep playing and just move forward with the story, because I got 6 cards here, another 6 cards, and 3 cards. And I mean, I actually kind of went through them. I kind of treated this with a little bit of intention of what I was wanting to do on it. So anyway, this is Hand of Fate, you guys. Actually, for a 3 gig game, for one of the smaller games, and not one of the more in full, I guess, not one of like the premium games, I would guess you'd call it. It's still I mean, it's a really good game. I'm not gonna lie. I recommend downloading this off the store for this month for Xbox One. The next game coming out, it looks like another Zeros to me almost. I'm gonna give it a chance, though, I promise. We're gonna do this seriously. I also went out and selected the Xbox 360 game of the month. I'm thinking about throwing those in here too, because I mean, hey, I'm not gonna snob anybody who's still got a 360. I mean, I had a 360 for years and years, and the only reason I got an Xbox One because it was till time. So, everybody, keep it real. Have a good time. Thank you for watching.